The instruction to begin the Daniel fast was daunting, to say the least. I even half-jokingly, half-seriously asked God if I could tithe double instead of fasting. I'm not sure if I waited for an answer to that since I knew what it would be. God wanted a deeper level of obedience from me and homed in on two critical areas to develop me: dependence on Him and going to Him first for comfort. The tendency toward independence and the internal locus of control from which I operate is not necessarily negative or sinful. I believe my responsibilities are my own, I should work for what I want, and I am not owed anything. It is wise to be very discerning in choosing the people with whom we will be interdependent. It is good stewardship to do the best we can with what God has allowed us to have. However, the problem arises when these issues affect my relationship with God. Sure, there are some people I cannot trust and with whom I should set firm boundaries. I should not be pushing off my responsibilities onto others either. I should be an enterprising and accomplished person to the best of my ability. But I cannot be so focused on producing and achieving that I block the Holy Spirit from showing me His glory. There are many things I used to strive and struggle to do by myself that I found out later I should have just let God do it. He is better than me at everything. And if I will just listen to Him, He will guide me in the parts He wants me to do, where He wants me to participate, and the obedience He desires of me. He wanted me to put my full weight on Him. I hadn't been doing that. I was just kind of leaning on Him a little. Every time I think about it now, lines from a hymn called "What a Friend We Have in Jesus" come to mind. Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless pain we bear. All because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. There was peace He already had for me, solutions He already worked out, and plans He already formed. But I was committed to doing things myself and therefore missing out on God's hand of intervention. The true tithe. An area where I needed to rely on and submit to the Lord was in my finances. Since God had revealed to me I was not tithing in a complete and biblical way, I researched the meaning of a true tithe. I learned the tithe is a tenth, or 10%. See Genesis chapter 14, verses 19 through 20. And that the number 10 is the number of testing. I also learned the tithe must be first. Upon receiving any financial increase, the tithe is the first portion to be paid. See Genesis chapter 4, verses 2 through 5. It belongs to the Lord. He has reserved that portion for Himself. See Leviticus chapter 27, verse 30. And expresses my gratitude. All that I have is because of Him, and He meets my every need. See 1 Chronicles chapter 29, verses 13 through 14. Another important lesson I learned was which number to base on the 10%. I used to question whether I should tithe from my gross or net income. I wish I could remember which pastor I heard say this. He solved my internal struggle with one simple question. How much of it do you want God's hand on? My answer? I want God's hand on everything. I want Him involved in every area of my life. I want to serve Him completely. The answer became so simple, and I chose to tithe 10% of the gross amount of all financial increase that entered my life. By returning the first of my financial increase to the Lord, I communicated I trust Him above trusting that which He gave me. When I was only tithing from one income source, not tithing from my gross income, and not tithing in a timely manner, I was communicating that I must manage my own finances for there to be enough, and that God could not be trusted to do that. A true tithe is orderly, timely, and complete. I made a financial plan that reflected obedience in the area of tithing. Now, I sometimes wake up in the middle of the night to pay my tithes. I don't say this to toot my own horn. I just want to illustrate how God has shifted my heart toward excitement at the thought of obedience in this area. I am grateful for an opportunity to show Him in a small way that I appreciate Him and the sacrifice of His Son on the cross.